Train the muscles, not the joints.
So now I'm going to answer a question that was put in the comments, and one guy asked me a little while ago, he asked me about bench presses, and if you don't touch your chest with the bar, are you putting yourself more in danger for a pec tear if you do full range of motion by touching your chest with the bar? Now, the truth is that you will do more damage to yourself by going too low than not low enough, short term at least. If you're going too low for what feels right to your body at the time, you will screw yourself up fast, especially if we're talking about heavier weights. But if we're talking about super light weights, then yeah, there can be an argument to getting an extra stretch and so forth. But the truth is that if you find anything starts to irritate your joints, then that is not the right thing for you to do. Now, the thing I want to say about this whole argument that you're going to tear a pec or you're going to hurt yourself if you don't go all the way down because you've lost your flexibility and so forth, I'm going to say that that's absolute BS. Because if you're going down to a certain range of motion, if you're lowering the weight to a certain area, it has been proven that your body increases in strength beyond that said range of motion. And I talked about this before. A guy that did my t-shirts, Sam Weller, the artist, he basically was touching his chest with the bar for a long time. And because he had some jiu-jitsu injuries, he noticed that his shoulder would get flared up whenever he touched his chest with the bar. And so he stopped doing that, and then his shoulder irritation went away and his strength went up. And then when he went to go test out his 1 rep max by touching his chest with the bar, it actually still went up. He still went up in strength. So what I'm going to say is that you don't have to train to extreme ranges of motion and irritate the crap out of your joints in order to get the benefit. And if anything, it's going to help you prevent injuries rather than create new injuries like some of the exercise purists on the internet like to say. Because like I said before, it has been proven that if you go to a certain range of motion, your strength still increases beyond that range of motion. And when you're doing lightweight days, like I'm doing right now, you'll notice in a couple of the sets that I would just touch my chest here and there if it felt right, just to get a little bit of an extra stretch and get a good feel for it. But I'm doing this with super light weight. I'm not doing it with my heavier poundages. So yeah, if you feel that you're nervous or you're scared because you're not getting flexibility, well then yeah, just do the range of motion that feels right to you. And if an extreme range of motion doesn't feel right to you with the heavier weight, then save that range of motion for the lighter weight. So yeah, you could do a hybrid of things. It's not like you have to do something one way or the other. It's just the way that works and helps you get a better mind-muscle connection, better results. And if something is irritating your joints, it's never the right thing. That's all I'm going to say. It's never the right thing. At least for that moment, it's not. Maybe in the future, when such technique doesn't irritate your joints, but in that moment, it's not the right thing and your body doesn't like it for whatever reason. And yeah, that's what I got to say about that. Motion. I hope you like this great philosophy and you got a little bit of exercise tips. Thanks a lot to the guys that are subscribing on Patreon here. I got a new Patreon podcast up there. If you guys haven't heard that yet, go check that out. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com and take care for now. Motion.